we have surfaces which is bounded by the solid plane are called polyhedra. So that is a 3D figure, we can say, from the geometric construction from 2D to 3D. This is called solids. So that is bounded by plane rather than bounded by lines. The surfaces are called faces. So in solid, once again, they are bounded by the planes, and that is a called closed geometry, and that is solids. And the sides are called faces. If the faces are equal regular polygons, the solids are called regular polyhedra. So just like polygons, we have regular polyhedra with regular polygons. Here we have examples of different regular solids. On your left side is tetrahedron. On the right side we have hexahedron, simply known as a cube. On the third, octahedron, which has 8 faces. Fourth is dodecahedron, isohedron. On the prism, on the right side we have prism family, which has right cube, right rectangular, oblique rectangular. On the bottom we have another family of prisms. The one is right triangular, right pentagonal, oblique hexagonal. Then we have cylinders, right circular, oblique circular. Then we have prism family. One is right triangular. If the triangular is truncated on a inclined plane, it forms right square truncated triangular, oblique pentagonal. There are different types of examples of prisms. And on the bottom line we have cone family, right circular, oblique, that is called frustum, or oblique truncated. On the middle we have sphere and torus, are also popular geometry frequently used in engineering drawing. And on the very last corner we have ellipsoid and prolet ellipsoid. So these are the examples of the solid. Moving further, let's start with the exercises. How to bisect a line or a circular arc. So there is only one method, there is only the same method which can be used to bisect a line or either bisect a circular arc. There is the same method. So if there is a given line, let's draw with the first A to B, the straight line, a given line, or arc AB. On the second step, with the help of compass, intersect, take a suitable radius. First from point A, draw an arc, and from point B, and intersect that arc, and that to get the point D. Here we have to take care that whatever the radius we take, that should be at least more than AB divided by 2. So just more than half of the length of AB. So it will intersect at the point of D. With the help of triangle or with the help of scale, just repeat the step with the just as we got C, we can get the point E, as we can see in the first step. With the help of scale or triangle, just connect the line from D to E and get another line is called DE. So the center, the point which intersect line AB and line DE, just give a name as a C. So that is called the bisector. Line DE is a bisector of the line or bisector of an arc AB. So that is the bisector of line. Let's take another example. Drawing a line which is parallel to a line at a given distance. So given the line AB, first let's draw the line AB and the distance. For example, if distance is given 20 mm, let's take CD, the radius, as a 20 mm. So first draw the line AB and distance CD. So first step, take a compass and take the tip of the point on E and take an arc, just draw a arc with the distance CD. With the radius, for example 20 mm, take 20 mm arc and repeat the step from the point E and draw another arc. Now we have to create one line which is tangent, which means passing from the both arc. We will see what is tangent in the coming examples. Tangents is just one point connection line. So the line GH, which is formed by the tangent by intersecting at only one point, which is exact parallel line of line AB. So parallel line has the equal minimum distance from the AB. So line GH is 20 mm parallel to the line given line AB. So here is a one method of drawing a parallel line at a given distance. We can take any distance and create the parallel line with the same way we have created with arc method. This is called arc method. Parallel line can be drawn on the second example, drawing a parallel line through a point and parallel to a line. So here is a condition that the line should pass from a point and it should be a parallel to the given line. So here is the example. First we have to create line AB, which is given line. So first draw AB line and take a suitable distance and draw point P. So point P is a given point. Take a suitable radius that should be enough to intersect the line AB. So for example, take radius as a 30 mm. So from point P, take a radius, take a arc, just to draw arc of 30 mm to intersect line AB and give a point name E. So from E, repeat the step and draw the arc of 30 mm that intersect AB line on G point. So we have now point E and point G. Now with the help of scale, take the distance, note the distance between P and G, and keeping the same distance, we should take now form the another arc from the point E and to intersect at the line PH. So we have now point H on the arc of CD, which we got the first time with the help of P, right? So we have the point H now. Now to create any line, we need at least minimum 2 points, and now we have 2 points P and H. So line P and H is parallel to the line A and B. This is the another method, and which is passing from the point P. So on the right side, we can see that what instrument should be used or it can be used to form the parallel line. and it can be used triangle or T-square. Next, we have another example of how to draw a line passing through a point and perpendicular to a line. Let's take method A. Method A, draw a point P from any convenient point that is inclined line as PD. Find the midpoint C of a line PD. So here is the line AB, which is given line, and a point P, which is a given point. So we need to create from P, we need to create a perpendicular line to AB. So draw first an inclined line, any suitable length inclined line, which can be represented at PD. On the next step, we need to find the midpoint of PD, which is called C, just denoted as a C. And from C, take a arc, take a radius of CP and draw a semicircle or a suitable length circle passing from P. It will intersect line AB to the point E. So we have now point E. Just with the help of scale, draw a line PE. So PE is a perpendicular line which is required and which is passing through P. So in a method A, we got PE as a perpendicular line. On the second method, which is method B, with the P as a center and strike an arc. Here the P is somewhat in the middle of the line. So from P we need to take a suitable length of arc which should intersect the line in 2 points represented at C and D. So take a suitable length as C and D. So with the help of compass, P as a center, strike an arc to intersect AB at C and D, and with C and D as a center and with a radius slightly greater than half of CD, strike an arc to intersect at B, and the line PE is the required perpendicular. So by repeating the steps, from C take a suitable arc, and from D take a suitable arc, we have to create another point which can be represented at E. So joining PE is the required perpendicular. Here again we have to take note that the suitable radius means radius equal to at least half, more than half of the length CD. It should be greater than CD divided by 2. Now another example of dividing a line into equal parts. Dividing a line into equal number of parts. So draw a line, light construction line at any convenient angle. So the first step will be draw a given line, and then draw another line of any suitable angle. Most suitably it will be acute angle, so it should be less than 90-degree angle. First step, in a given line we have to draw any suitable given line. On the second step, the second line which is drawn, which will be of known length. For example, if we, in this example, we are going to divide line in 3 equal parts, so the second line should be of known length in multiple of 3. It means it can be 30 mm, 60 mm or 90 mm. It means the line is known and it is multiple of 3. So it will be easy to divide the line into three parts. It can be 15, 30, 45. So in this example we take as a 20 mm. So just mark it as 20 mm, 20 mm and another 20 mm. So 20, 40 and 60 mm with the help of T-square and with the help of scale. Now from the last point to the line, the last point of line, join the line and draw the parallel lines from that line to get the equal parts on the line. So this way we can divide the line equally into the given rate or given number of the parts. So here is the another method, given line, and with the help of T-square we are drawing a straight line. So in this it is represented how to use the instrument to get the equal parts. So dividing line is also very important exercise, and in engineering application on the next slide can be represented that where it is required to divide a line into equal parts. For example, a bolt, the threads should be equal numbers, and if form a straight angle for the equal inclined scale, it can be represented by equal segments B, and the steps is also represented by scale in the C. So here is the engineering application for the equal lines. Another example, bisecting an angle. So given the angle BAC is to be divided. Now we have a given angle BAC, and now we have to bisect this angle. We don't know the angle, but we have to bisect, and this is called acute angle. On the next one, take any equal radius or the given radius. For example, if it is given 20 mm, take R as a 20 mm. So with the help of compass, put the point on A with the A as a